Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I am in JC Fab work right now, and behind me on the hoist is the Z4 race car, and I'm going to show you guys some new progress, and the exhaust is getting made, and also just seeing pretty much everything underneath the car. And probably the first time showing you guys because the car wasn't on the hoist before. If you guys haven't seen the Z4 video, I'll put a link up here and you guys can see the previous videos. So anyway, this car running the LSV8, I'm just gonna flip the camera. I'm gonna show you guys it's sitting on the hoist. We already got a dent before we even running before. This is from one of the jagging. And okay, so here is the V8 engine, which is sitting right there, and that's the sump, rear sump. And look at this gearbox. This is the HGT and sequential, 5-speed sequential gearbox right there, and it's quite nice. That even tells you what sort of grade of oil that you need to run in there. Pretty nice touch, okay, for people that especially servicing on your car. So now we are making the new exhausts. And Justin is over there measuring to get some more pipes cut probably. So obviously V8, we got exhaust coming out from both sides, and the header's been wrapped because it gets super hot, and pretty much just comes straight down, and same as this side, and come by the gearbox on both sides. So on this car I have decided to join the two into one, and at the back of it we're gonna like split it, and so to have two exhausts coming out of the back. So sometimes when we have the drift cars, we just literally dump that, you know, after the driving position and having facing to the ground, and we don't really have to have it all the way back. But for this car, I think it's gonna look nice to have sort of two exhaust tips coming out of between the rear bumper and the rear diffusers, and it's gonna look great. So with the front suspension, we've got Vice Fab kit. So the Vice Fab kit comes with a complete like a knuckle spindle. You can see the whole thing actually is fabricated, and this thing right there is the bracket because we're running the M3 big calipers and big brakes. So we have to use the calipers, what is it, conversion brackets, but that works perfectly fine. It just literally bolt in, and have very interesting one-piece lower control arm, where the factory is probably like 2 arms, and this is completely different from factory, and longer tie rod from Vice Fab as well. So over there running the Fortune Auto coilovers, and it's pretty straightforward, pretty much maxed it out. I've shown you guys before, it's maxed out currently on the lowest position. So both fronts running the Vice Fab, and after the engine, this gearbox, we're going to the back of the diff. So I've got a massive this slip-on yoke in the front, and the massive drive shaft, and then goes into winter's quicksand diff with a custom-made mount. So very interesting about the vintage quicksand diff. I'll quickly explain how it works. I'm just gonna spin it around so we get a bit better lighting. So the diff, first of all, is huge, so it's very tall, not so wide in that case. And also got like obviously the flanges coming off from both sides. Justin actually noticed something quite funny, right? Yeah. So what he was saying is, if we spin the drive shaft, the drive shaft, the axle is actually not spinning at the moment, right? Look at this side. So drive shaft is spinning. Do we have any internals in there? So literally we asked ourselves just now how that happened, and we figured it out. Look at the back of the quick change. There's no gears in it. So how it's supposed to work, it's supposed to have two gears here, and from the drive shaft comes in, which is this shaft, and this will spin its gear, and that gear drives the top gears. And when the top gears spins, and that's when your axle spins, because now we don't have the gears in there, so that's why the back is not spinning. So if we spin this one here, let me just spin this one. So I think this side is spinning, you can see, and this is like a tensioned LSD, so we need some torque to be able to drive both wheels at the same time. So now you guys also can see a little bit everything at the back. Obviously running the vice fab arms. This side has been taken off. We just got to completely finish, and so we can bolt it on pretty much the same as that, and we're gonna make new brake lines. How's the exhaust coming so far?
Yeah, good. So we're just taking a little bit of time to nail down the join from both banks going to one. So what our plan is to bring both banks down into a Y pipe that we're making straight up to here with a V-band on it, and then the rear half is going to be stainless steel. It's going to come out through the diffusers just for a bit of aesthetics, look a bit nicer. It's a nice crisp sound as well.
And you're going to burn the tips of make it
style. So as we come through, we're going to have the diffuser sitting down here. We're going to bring the tailpipes up around this section here. It's going to sit in some, ideally some mesh or something like that, and then we're going to burn the tips blue just to give that little pop.
Nice. Okay, that's the plan. So after the diff, we have a jacking point, and we have the rear bumper where now the diffuser is going to come across here and pretty much join that point as well, and the exhaust is going to come through here and come sort of around that position. It's going to look pretty sick, especially when the tips are burnt blue. Yeah, exactly. And in terms of the back, is not much to finish then?
Nah, the back's pretty close. So we pretty much finished most of the back, and then we put it on the ground, pushed it around a bit, and then found that we had a lot of play in the wheels, and then kind of looked into it to widen that. We found out, so if you look down here, since it's the non-M3 knuckle, we've got a non-M3 bearing, but we've got an M3 drive flange which we custom machined down to fit inside the bearing. You'll see down here that there's a lip where it steps off.
It's just very tiny lip, eh?
Yep. Real tiny. It's actually only 2 millimeters high, and you can see here on the axles. So obviously this is that's to suit the winter's diff, and this end here is to suit the M3 drive flange. So the drive spine is actually a little bit too long, but instead of just shaving that down, that would affect this quite a bit with the thread and the nut on the end. So we're going to actually make a custom machined washer on there, just so when you bring your axle into it, it sits nice and flat on the end here. Put your nut on, and it squeezes the bearing nice and tight. Keep it good for a while.
So make sure it's got good contact between the axle and where the bearing is.
Yeah, well, basic things, yeah.
Sweet. And speaking on the axle, we have just received the nut for the axles. So these are genuine nuts. Like, I haven't opened it yet, from ECS Tuning. And what is this? $100 wine voucher. What? Is that true?
Oh, what do we
look? $100 wine voucher.
I got this last time. This is.
Have you ordered from this ECS Tuning before?
But I got the same wine voucher with something else I got online. And it's a con. Like, you can only buy it in Australia. So if anybody in Australia wants some, I've got about 2.
I can't remember where is this from. I'm pretty sure it's coming from the States or somewhere. Yeah, US postage. So it's from US. But it's not sponsored anyway.
Yeah. Could have just given us the bottle of wine rather than the voucher.
Yeah, wine vouchers. Okay, I'm not gonna make this into an ad either. Until we see a real wine coming out. All right, that's it.
Sick, bro.
Nice.
So
tiny. Should we spin it on? Have a look. It should be the right size, because the M3 ones start to have a bigger one. That's such a big box just for those two.
So one reason why we got these is because it has a little flange on the end.
Yep.
Which you actually pin down into that little locking locator section.
Right.
So that's why you can't just use a normal one from like MSL or Steelmaster or something. You have to get the right one.
Yeah. So these are genuine BMW.
Yeah. Now we'll find out if it actually spins on.
Feels a bit tight.
Yeah. The thread's a little bit rough, but we'll give it a clean up, and she'll be mint. Yeah. No, that feels good so far.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. I think that's the wheel nuts, probably the axle nuts is probably the last piece of puzzle for completing the rear, and apart from just a little bit more work, and Justin's going to put it in, and at the same time we're going to finish the exhaust. So not too far, we've definitely got a few more things to do before we head out to wiring, and Richard is going to be wiring this car. He had wired pretty much my other car, like the 86, the Corvette, and yeah, pretty much all the cars, and Fortune is going to start the car up and check on the dyno, make sure everything runs sweet, before we do our testing. But so far, this is pretty much what the car looks like from underneath, and I'm pretty excited because seeing the car is not too far from that finish line, and we're gonna just really get it finished. So Justin is chucking the cover back on. Like literally that's how easy it is. Like this cover for the diff, and then just goes straight on, and once you put 2 gears in, and we have how many nuts up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's 10 nuts. You screw over, and literally, and that's it. So if you want to change diff very quickly at the track, you can gun off these 10 nuts, and this cover just slides off, and change 2 more gears, and put it back on. Literally you can do that in 5 minutes. So easy.
Yeah, pretty simple.
Exactly. So yeah, let me know what do you guys think about the Z4 project, and just comment below. And for you guys are new to the channel, you know what to do. Click the subscribe button, like and share, and see you guys in the next one.